And I hope I'm live now. Hopefully it's still spinning. Hello everybody, my name is Nelly. Welcome everybody who joins in or who will join in. I have to say this is my first non-interactive cooking experience, so please don't be too strict on me, and I'm really happy about every feedback after my kind of little cooking show. So welcome into my kitchen. You are in Hungary now. It's a wonderful sunny but extremely windy day, so whatever you hear is the wind blowing outside. I can't really see how many people joined in, hopefully a lot. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to start my Hungarian Lecsó. I don't know if you ever heard about Lecsó. Um, this is one of the most traditional Hungarian dishes. It's a very simple dish, but a deliciously delicious dish. So that means the good thing is about it that Lecsó you can have as a vegan dish, you can have it as a vegetarian dish, and you can have it as a meat eater. So we're gonna do the meat eater version, but I'm just saying that if you don't like meat, just leave bacon and sausage out. It's gonna be quite easy. What we're gonna do first, we're gonna chop. We're gonna peel and chop the ingredients. I posted the ingredients a couple of days ago. I hope everybody who wanted to join in or tune in found it and could go to the shop and get everything. If not, I guess these live experiences are on Facebook for 24 hours, so you can just cook it with me. And if you like my cooking experience and if you like Lecsó, then I'm gonna do next week another show or another live event with Lecsó, but another version, what we can make out of it. So hopefully everybody's here now who wanted to join. Welcome to everybody. And let's start. So hope everybody can hear me well. And since I don't have assistance, I have to adjust my computer a bit. So what we're gonna do first, you need a big onion or two medium-sized onions. We're gonna cook for 2 people now. Let me put in my hat so it's not cut off. And you peel the onion and then you slice it thin. That's actually still quite easy. That's the good thing that in Hungary we cook actually everything from scratch, and the recipes are simple. Sometimes it's just takes a bit longer for things to cook, but this is a fast dish and it's a wonderful summer dish. So we start with chopping the onions. This is when I normally start to cry. Hope not this time. Just slice it. Doesn't matter the size. It should be quite thin slices. We don't have to chop though. Okay, I can already feel it in my nose. Oh. So chopping, crying a bit. So onions are actually one of the basic ingredients of Hungarian cuisine, and besides onions, what we use, of course, are bell peppers. And I put my bell peppers back in the fridge, so let me quickly get them out. And this kind of paprika. So a lot of you think paprika is just a paprika powder. No. In Hungary, we are very easy. So we make some things very simple. Not everything, but some things. Everything what has to do something with bell pepper, chili pepper, capsicum, we just call it paprika. So you would call it this a capsicum or bell pepper, and this is the Hungarian bell pepper. An alternative would be the banana pepper. And if you don't get this kind of peppers, although I just had guests last week in New York, they could get the Hungarian pepper, which I found really cool. You can get the California bell pepper because I think you can get that everywhere. It will give you a bit different taste, but it will still be very similar. So, chopping the onions, I would say that's enough. Then garlic. Garlic is another important ingredient. You either take one big or two, three small cloves of garlic, and you can squeeze it, or you slice it and chop it as well. I try to make it small. I like it if it dissolves in the food. And yeah, I just hope I'm not gonna cut my fingers in life experience, but you know, hopefully not. I got my knives just sharpened yesterday. So cutting, make it a bit smaller. You don't have to separate garlic and onion. And now we continue with the bell pepper. Sometimes the bell pepper has this, or the paprika has a little black thing on the top. I cut it off, and then I go like this, but you cut it as however you want to. I cut it around this part, then I peel this, peel this out. I take the seeds out. We don't have to eat the seeds. They can get stuck in your belly as well. Some places they don't have to, but can happen. I would say we do. For two people, I would almost use 4 to 5 this kind of peppers. If it's California bell pepper, you can use less because they are bigger and they are more they are flashier somehow, like more. Well, I can say meat, right? But you know, I can say they are a bit thicker. So I'm gonna do 3 now in my case, because I just had this for lunch as well. I was thinking of it and I thought, I don't want to wait until evening, so let me do it for lunch as well. And it was very nice. I hope you are gonna like it. So just take the veins, we call it veins, out. These peppers, or let me just call it paprika as we do in Hungary, they are 99% of the cases they are mild. Yeah, there are some which are let me just wash my hands quick. They are spicy, but they have a different form, and if these kind of pepper gets a bit spicy, that's very rare. So in this case you can add other spicy peppers if you would like it hot, or you can add a spicy sausage. You haven't seen my sausage yet. This is a sausage from the region Csaba. So it's called a Csabai sausage, Csabai, sausage, Csabai kolbász. And you can get it, this is smoked. You can see the color, it has paprika in it. So we even call the paprika powder, or the ground paprika, or the paprika paste. We just call it paprika to make it simple. So now we chop we don't chop, sorry, we slice the paprika as well. I would say this thick, but actually it's on you. Some people make it even thinner, some people make it thicker. I like it this way, and if you do it more often, you will figure out how you like it. So we're slicing for a while. So next time, if I would like to show you something with lecsó, we will have the lecsó already prepared and make it into a very traditional dish, which every restaurant in Hungary calls it Hungarian style. So you can put or grab two slices and just slice it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be the same size, because we're gonna saute it, and it's gonna fall together, and that's gonna give it a wonderful taste and a nice aroma. So slicing. I hope you're getting along. And as I mentioned, I'm very happy about every kind of feedback, questions as well on my site. So suggestions, what you would like to cook, I do have on my website, NelliciousTravels.com. Of course, different possibilities, what you can book to cook with me. And but if you heard about some other food you would like to do, just let me know. There's always some food for thought. Okay, so now we have chopped like onions, the garlic, the pepper, and I lost some of the onions here. Okay, now what else will we need? We have the onion, the garlic, the pepper. We will need tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. If you can get fresh tomatoes I don't know why, but in case you can get the canned tomatoes as well, chopped and sliced. But it's always nicer if you use fresh produce. Okay, here we go. So let me just do the tomatoes. I always cut out this part of the tomato because I was told the things gathering there are not very healthy, so it's rather poisonous. So we chop the tomatoes, we slice them first, and then we chop them. Two, three of it as well. And in case you have some tomato paste at home, we can use that too a bit. And normally, if you wouldn't do it with sausage, I would even use paprika powder. So the Hungarian sweet paprika powder. But in this case, since we have the sausage where there is a lot of paprika powder already in it, we actually don't need it. Okay, it was almost my finger. So check this. So tomatoes in this size. And now we can start cooking. So you need a frying pan, depends on the amount, depends the size on the amount. I always use for Hungarian dishes a sunflower or a canola oil. Hungarian cuisine was actually always used lard, pork lard, goose and duck lard. We are a bit, it depends where you cook. Countryside still lard, but we do like to use the oil, especially because we produce it ourselves. So canola and sunflower we produce ourselves. Of course, you can use all different types of oils. I wouldn't really recommend olive oil for Hungarian cuisine because the taste is just too strong. If I cook Mediterranean, I love olive oil or avocado oil or walnut oil for salads and seasoning. But for cooking, I would recommend you the sunflower oil. So put a bit on in your pan, turn on the heat. I have an induction. If you cook with gas, just turn it up first, or electric stove. Turn it up so the oil gets hotter, and when the oil gets hot, we're gonna put the onion, paprika, and garlic mix into it. Did you see my little mug for my onions? So we'll wait till it's hot, and then we put everything into it. What we can do meanwhile, while the oil is getting hot, slice the Hungarian sausage. So, I would say this is quite soft. As longer you leave a sausage, as harder it gets. So this is quite soft. It depends how you like it. I like it this way. I like it harder as well. And I would make about this thick of slices. Okay, the oil is getting hot now. So we put paprika, onion, garlic into it. And stir it. And now the good thing is we can just leave it a bit because it will need to fold together. Well, that, and you can already smell the combination of garlic, onion, and paprika. Oh, it's delicious. So we're slicing the sausage. I mean, you don't have to use the whole thing because Hungarian sausage, how we eat it. And check this bread out. Let me see. We have wonderful bakeries in Hungary, so the bread is always good. No real need to bake bread yourself if you go to a good Hungarian bakery, because then you have a slice, wonderful slice of bread, and you put a sausage on it and have a bite. Very, very tasty. I know quite a lot of people who just like the sausage to eat it like that, even foreigners. So stir it a bit, stir it. I add some salt now. It helps it to fold together, and I add some black pepper. But you have to know, black pepper is not a basic ingredient of Hungarian cuisine because we spice everything with paprika powder. So black pepper we add a bit, especially if something comes out. But it shouldn't be dominant. It shouldn't dominate the dish. Oh, when it starts, I didn't put too much oil into it, and you can put even more to it. I prefer a bit less. And what I do, I add a bit of water. Mm. I wish you could smell it. I wish I could transfer it to you over the eater. So now we just leave it. Let me just lift my laptop and show it to you. So far, this is all what's happening. Now let me set it the proper way again. Okay. So just stir it a bit and leave it. We continue slicing the sausage, the kolbász. We call it kolbász in Hungarian. And I would like to make it bite size. So this is bite size. I cut it into half. It's easier. By the way, this is a sausage you can eat already this way as well, so it's no need to cook. And if you are, for example, in the US or Australia, and don't know where to get Hungarian sausages, I collected a few shops, Hungarian heritage, who do that, and they deliver as well. Just drop me a note and I'm gonna let you know where you can order it, because if you haven't tried it yet, you do have to. So okay now, yeah, just adding a bit more water to it, or oil. I'd say water. Let's take care of our cholesterol and of our hearts, because Hungarian cuisine is a very hearty cuisine. But you know, so what you do as well, I should have started with that, but we're at it now. This is some bacon. add some bacon to it. I would say 1 or 2 spoonfuls, because that should be in it as well. So I started the vegan version. Now we continue into the carnivore version. So, okay. Yep. Very nice. Let me see if I got any messages. Kolbász. Say kolbász, Nori. Okay, I wish I had smell cam. Tim McGee. Louise, so good to see you. It's wonderful to see you, Bella. Marianne, you can hear me and see me. That's great. Thank you. Thomas, we're cooking lecho. So, okay. So let the bacon get to the oil so it can get really nice. So Hungarians normally use the bacon where there is more fat on it. I use it a bit where there's more ham on it. It's your choice. The taste is good because it's actually a smoked taste, and that corresponds really well with this dish. Okay. Now it starts, but it still needs a bit. The good thing is here you don't have to do too much. Meanwhile, what you can do, because we're going to add the tomatoes when the paprika and onions fall together a bit. Then we're going to add the sausage. And then at the end, we're going to add a scrambled egg. Now you have to know that lecho, every family eats it a bit differently. So some families eat it with rice, like Marianne mentioned once. Sometimes we do it too. I prefer it with a fresh white bread. And some people eat it with egg, some people without egg, but we just make the full version. Everything is in it. So ham, sausage, egg, we have enough protein, we have enough everything, carbs, and whatever we need. Oh, yeah. You have to smell this. Since the onion and the paprika falls together and starts sticking to the bottom of the pan, it gets a bit brownish. And if I add some water to it now, then it's going to change the color as well of it as well. Okay. But I let it, it's not really burning, but it's, kind of sticking to it. So next time, hopefully I'm going to have a camera above my stove as well, but I ordered, but sometimes it just doesn't get here when you want to. Okay, now what you do, if you have some tomato paste, use it. I'm going to squeeze this one out, this tube. You make a little circle in the middle of your pot, so you push everything aside, and then you just squeeze a bit of tomato paste into it. Why is it good? Because tomato paste, when it gets hot with some oil, it kind of burns it and caramelizes, and it gives it a wonderful taste. So I kind of, this should, what do you call it here? Put it all over, and then I mix it together. Okay, and now you see how it's changing. I'm adding the tomatoes. So we stir it, and let it fall apart. I like to do that, shake something. It's just if you have induction, it starts to peep. Because as soon as you lift up the pot or the pan, it just reduces the heat. So everything everything has two sides, let's say it this way. So meanwhile, we can, if you're cooking for two people, I would add 3 or 4 eggs. I get my eggs at the farmer's market, and so I know they are from chickens who can run around freely and kind of have a life, and they are very, very nice, and they are fed really nice as well. So I prefer that than to more than buying it at a kind of a multi. I'm gonna use 2 eggs today. Okay, it's getting the color it's supposed to because of the tomatoes. And meanwhile, you can just beat the eggs. The good thing is that our cuisine is so old that in case I cook something Hungarian where you don't have the I don't know, the machines like chopper or mixer or something, we can do everything by hand as well. So all the other recipes, if you wish to cook with me, I'm gonna add 1 more egg. So you don't really need a technically well-equipped kitchen because we can do everything by hand. I would add a bit more salt to it. Oh yeah, and my measurements are always tasting and then adding. So I'm trying to always to figure out how much we need from everything, but it's actually when you cook, you always have to taste it and then add something. That's enough salt for now. But since the egg is gonna get on it, so you can already see how it's changing and how nice and colorful it is. And now I'd say we add the kolbász, the sausage to it. Yeah, and then now you can feel that it's already falling together. There's a wonderful smell, wonderful aroma when it comes out from all the veggies we're using. Very nice. Beat the eggs, add some salt to the eggs. And I just put, if you say, okay, I'm cooking the lecsó, but I'm just gonna eat in an hour, I would add the egg right before you eat it. I prefer it that way. I mean, it's nothing gonna happen if you add it before, but I think it's nicer if you just put the egg on it. Or if you make such a big amount that you have leftovers, then, I'm sorry, hope I didn't switch you off. If you have leftovers, then you can take a portion away and just put egg on that portion you know you are gonna eat. And when you heat the lecsó up next day, then you can add egg to that too. Actually, also this way, it's already a very, very nice dish with bread. So this is how it looks. And I mentioned in my shopping list that we eat pickles. Hungarians are crazy about pickling. While other nations love salads, we are quite crappy in salad making because everybody's gonna hate me now. We do we do call salad if we just cut some cabbage and some iceberg lettuce. And since I lived abroad, I know what a good salad is supposed to be like. But what we have are wonderful pickles. And Hungarians are crazy about pickling, so we pickle everything what cannot run away. That means we pickle cucumbers, we pickle apple paprika, we pickle cherry paprika, we stuff it with cabbage, we pickle baby watermelons at the beginning of the summer, we pickle green tomatoes, we pickle everything we can. And then we eat it as a side dish instead of a salad. And to lecho, pickles are just really, really good. And as I know, most countries do have pickles. I know Italians love pickles. I had a lot of guests from the UK. They have pickles as well. So you can get it. And if not, we can make a course, a pickling course, because I know more and more people like pickles because it's very good for your gut. So you can make it at home yourself. And if you would like to do it with me, just let me know, drop me a note after this, and I'm gonna schedule one. Okay, this is how the smell is supposed to be. So we are getting there. And now I'm gonna add the egg to it. It's very simple. Just pour it over it. Okay. Here we go. Then we stir it. And it needs a few more minutes till the egg gets harder. You don't have to make it really dry. I mean, it can be dry because of the lecho, but it's nice if it's still a tiny bit soft. And now, depending on what you like, as I mentioned, I prefer a nice bread like this. But if you want rice with it, then you boil your rice before you start making the lecho. And then you can serve it. We're almost there. We are almost there. Oh, yeah. And this is a thing, my whole family, especially my auntie, she lives in Austria, but she's Hungarian. She says she can eat it every day. Every day. And I could actually eat it every second day too, because there are so many other nice dishes in Hungary. And besides Hungarian dishes, I love, of course, international food, and food is just nice. It's just a joy. So, this is how it's getting. And we're almost there to serve. So you get a nice plate. Let me see. Okay, let me cut this. The cherry paprika, no, sorry, the apple paprika, the cucumber, and actually this is ready. So the slice of bread, you can switch this off. And then you serve it. And Bon appetit. Where is the camera? Yes. Enjoy your meal. In Hungarian, we say jó étvágyat. I hope you enjoyed cooking with me. If you did, let me know. If you would like to join other events as well, and if you would like to join interactive events, like on my NelliciousTravels.com website, then you can book me for an event with family. The nice thing is you can stay in the safety of your home and still visit Hungary and visit my kitchen and go on a culinary journey. So you can book me over there, or follow me here as well, because I will do some live experiences as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Drop me your feedback, your questions, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'd be happy for that. So enjoy your meal and have a nice evening, or wherever you are, nice day. Bye, everybody.